So we're back. The tinnies have been replenished.
Yeah, they have.
And now we're going to sort of move into what I find the most interesting when I listen to podcasts, which is around understanding how people got to where they are, their journeys.
A journey.
Journey in an American accent. So I guess to kick us off, and I think a really good way to sort of front this is generally in property management, nobody wants to be a property manager when they're in school. So everyone has a really interesting... So there's always a really interesting catapult into the industry. It was for me, and I know it is for most people. So, yeah, what were you doing before property management?
Well, before I was in a slightly more prestigious industry, which was I was a hamburger maker. I was a sandwich artist, actually.
Oh, very trendy. We were talking about this.
I just thought about that. Why didn't I should have capitalised on that, because I could be making these ridiculous sandwiches.
Making $17 a sandwich.
I was enrolled to go to university because you've got to have a career pathway. Like, you don't come out of school and go, gee, I want to be Plumber John.
Yeah.
Also wish I was a tradie.
Yeah, me too.
And so I enrolled for university, and I had a fascination which gives you insight to my character.
Yeah.
So I enrolled into university in forensic and analytical chemistry.
Oh.
Which is what you do. That's pretty standard.
Right.
Yeah, because I thought I was...
Were you watching
I loved chemistry, I loved biology, I loved all the sciencey stuff. That analytical crap.
Got you.
Yeah, otherwise everything's boring.
My mind immediately went to like CSI. Am I?
Boom.
Yeah. Okay, so you're watching.
So, and that year was the first year that course came out at university.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm like...
So you were into like murder porn before it became like cool? You know?
I'd like to say I was part of the journey to, the creation, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You should see the pictures with my moustache.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Don't make me take my clothes off.
Roger.
Actually, can I take my jacket off?
Yes, you can.
A bit toasty.
Oh my God, that is so good.
I'm sorry, a bit toasty.
That is so good.
It's just a jacket.
With SpongeBob, that's all I was, all I was referring to. Sorry,
so enrolled to university.
Enrolled to university.
CSI. Did you ever watch CSI?
Yeah, I did. And
He was a cool dude.
Yeah.
What was his... I can't remember his name. David something. Yeah, and he would do
this one.
the blue steel. Anyway, so I was enrolled for university, and then all my mates were out getting jobs, and you're going out in the clubs and you're having fun and you're spending the cash, and you wanted a mobile phone so you could play Snake and Tetris. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to put uni off. I'm going to go work. Got offered a job. My mates like, come work with me at Hungry Jack's. Yeah. Make some cash and then we can defer your university. So I went back to university, deferred that off for 12 months, started a job flipping burgers, franchise, obviously. Yeah. The only franchise in South Australia, funny enough.
Really?
And then learned actually about the Burger King story, because Hungry Jack's comes from Burger King.
It does,
and
but can't say Burger King.
I can't say
Australia.
Because of all that.
Yeah.
But I learned about the corporate world in that space.
Yeah, cool.
But then learned about hospitality. Loved food.
Yeah.
Did a bit of a food course, did a little bit of culinary school as well.
My background's hospo as well. So I think it's...
Speaking the language.
Firms you up for an amazing client focus.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And it creates a bit of resilience as well, because you've got to do the hard yards. You've got to do long shifts.
You do, yeah.
Stupid hours.
Yeah.
You're
selling.
You are. You're selling products. Yeah. You're managing people. Yeah. You're dealing with food. You're dealing with detail.
Yeah.
If you like detail, which I love detail.
I love detail.
So I did that for quite a few years, worked my way up to restaurant manager quite quickly, which was good. And then thought I need something else in my life. At that stage, it was like not heading in the right direction. I'd put uni off. I'm like, I'm not going back to uni. I'm enjoying this lifestyle sort of thing. Lifestyle was like 18 and had a shoebox car. Yeah. But back then that was lifestyle.
Yeah, and a bit of cash, it's exciting.
Buy a new pair of pants in a couple of months, whatever. Then I sort of started looking I'm thinking, no, I need more, and I didn't like the shift work, it was shit. And that's when I was getting myself a bit tubby. I was eating my products.
We're just talking about, you're trying, sampling.
I was sampling the products and got myself up to 100 and something kilos worth of love.
Which I couldn't believe when you told me that just before this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just genuinely, that is...
I was very cuddly.
Yeah, you still are.
I'm still cuddly now.
Yeah.
I'm just less of me to cuddle.
Yeah.
And I don't have titties. So I needed to do something about that. So I'm like, I've got to get away from the food. I've got to get away from the shift work because I'm sleeping stupid hours and up till 6 a.m. in the morning, coming home, sleeping through the day. I was also working as a DJ as well. Had a little radio show on the side at the time, which I was running for about 10 years.
That's cool.
So that was a proper
What kind of
DJ.
music?
It was progressive trance dance music.
Trance.
We'll call it dance music. People call it techno. It's not fucking techno.
It's not techno.
Don't start this conversation.
It's not techno. It's progressive
I can bang some tunes out
trance.
for you if you want.
Okay, cool. Later.
So I did that. I had a radio show and started building quite an interest in technology as well in that process. So I was syndicating that radio show across the world. So I had about 3 million listeners every week.
Holy shit.
And it was in Europe, Asia, Australia, live. It was all recorded live in Adelaide.
That's so awesome.
Which was good. So I had a huge passion for that. So
and did that sorry to interrupt you a little bit, but did that kind of spur on the kind of drive to want to have like a following? Because you do, right? And you say like having that kind of like cult, people listening into the things that you're doing. Do you think that was your first sort of taste of people?
No. I think for me it was about, like, I'm a very passionate person. Yeah. Very passionate person. So whatever I do it full blown. So you can't just like half-ass do something. So whether it's hamburgers, whether it's CSI, whether it's music. Whether it's property management. Yeah. It's all or nothing. It's 120%. So that you're engaged in it, love what you do.
100%.
So, and it became a big thing. So anyway, so I quit the burgers. So I'm like, right, this is shit. I need another job though. I'm doing the radio stuff, running the gig. That was taking up a lot of time, probably 20 hours a week doing the DJ stuff, which is quite a bit. So I'm looking through the paper for a job. I'm like, here's this little job, property management trainee shit. I'm like, this sounds good. What the fuck is property management? So, Google or probably Yahoo'd. Yeah. What's a property manager and real estate? Okay, what do they do? What do you manage? Property.
Were you living in a rental at
No,
the time?
I was living at home.
So you're living at home. So you really don't know anything at all. Okay, cool.
No, I'm 20 years old. I'm young, dumb, and full of rosé.
Yeah.
And I just thought, right, I'm going to Google this. I've had a suss. And I'm going, that sounds good. I really would like to maybe get into sales.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hang on, these sales guys look pretty
sharp.
They've got nice jackets.
No socks on.
No socks. Back then we had socks.
Okay.
Big socks all the way up to the knees. Yeah. And I thought, well, go suss it out.
Yeah.
Put in my job application, resume, property management, full-time traineeship, 25 grand a year. I'm like, that's pretty good money when you're making burgers, making 18.
Yeah, it's pretty
good.
Big
Cash.
Just cash.
So went and did an interview with the business owner at the time, who he was sort of, I guess, the person that taught me a lot of what I know today.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Even though everything's changed, he's taught me about the ethics and the values and the dedication and the passion and how to get the most out of property management. Told me I want to get into sales. He's like, you're far too young. You're too young for sales, but we'll put you in this property management gig, do that for 12 months, see how you go, and if you're really good, we'll shift you into sales. Well, that's a really strange concept now, isn't it?
Really, really weird concept.
But that's what happened. That was standard. That was that you had to do the hard yards, because if you were 21, 22, 20, you can't do sales. Now it's different.
Now it's so different.
Now it's different, yeah. So got into property management. Learned everything from him.
And what was your first impression? Like, what were you thinking, like, on that first week at work? Sorry, take you back a bit.
Yeah.
Just take you back about 19 years there, mate.
Fuck. Probably, why the fuck am I doing this? This is ridiculous.
Were you out on the road?
I was on the road.
Yep.
I was literally from ground level up. So learning the ropes with doing reception work and learning how,
but that's quite
work.
Good, I think. I do think that you need to work on all manner of
the whole part, and that the exposure within that family business was perfect, because I had the opportunity to see everything from how it starts. I say from the front door to the back. So Saturday mornings I was the receptionist. So
Yeah.
every second week I had to be at the front to man the counter because people would come in and pay cash for their rent.
Yes.
Yeah, so we had to be open Saturday mornings. People work in real estate on the weekends back then, like
Yeah.
crazy. So I did Saturday mornings, and that now was interfering with my DJ stuff because I wasn't getting home till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I had to be in the office at 8.
Yes, doesn't
I had
work.
to try and squeeze 2 hours of sleep in there.
Yeah.
It's tough. But it was okay. And then I went from there. So I grew and advanced, and like any sort of office, I guess opportunities pop up. People leave, come and go. Dabbled around a little bit in commercial as well.
Yeah.
And then just went from there, basically.
At what point did you know, like, hey, this is it. This is going to be my career, not like, hey, this is a good job.
Pretty quickly.
That's cool.
I think pretty quickly, yeah. I enjoyed this the environment and the culture of the place. I could see that every day was going to be different.
Yeah.
There still is no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be something to challenge you, and there's always changes and advancements and shifting legislation, technology, people's attitudes, everything
I
shifts.
think that's so interesting as well because, as you were saying at the beginning, people really fall into it. But I think what makes people stay is the people, the culture, the connectivity, the environment. It's, I don't know.
And the client environment too.
That's
We talk
exactly
about
it.
culture in the office, but your clients are also your culture.
100%.
Yeah, your tenants and your landlords are also part of your culture.
Yeah.
And so where I think there's some people struggle to dial in, they focus on, a pizza on a Friday night for their staff, but you've got to make your property managers or yourself feel part of your clientele.
Yeah, and a bigger purpose, right?
So they can lean on you and trust you, like we were talking about before, about houses burning down. Once you have that rapport and that trust, and you can talk to people on that level, it makes your job so much. In fact, it doesn't even become a job.
It doesn't become a job.
No,
I completely
agree.
I do find it really interesting because, like, when I came into this industry as well, I was sort of immediately blown away by the little hubs of communities that everyone has.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, I don't know. People talk about turnover, but I think if you find the right culture, you find that right community, you get really hooked in, and you end up staying in the industry for how many years?
Going on nearly 25, it'll be going.
Like, that's what it's about.
Years, isn't it? Yeah.
But sorry, back to your story. Keep going. So
I was there working in that office. I was there for, I think it was 4 years in total, and full-time property manager the whole time, start to finish, front to back. Working in a very affluent location too, so I was hanging around with property managing all the hoity-toities, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, it is.
Because it was a different part of where I had grown up from a less affluent area, so it got me a bit of an insight to how life can be or how life is for other people. Then outgrew that space amicably, just like I'm ready for my next step, and moved into what I would see as corporate real estate. Moved into another family business, but large family business. It was the largest portfolio in the state at the time.
Yes.
And they were shifting into franchise at that point. So I was there in that process where we had the company forming franchise. Franchise was coming into the country to set up shop with this business and come together and then branch out. So it was interesting to watch that happen and unfold. I wasn't there very long. I came in as a senior property manager, and the then department manager at the time, let's put it this way, I was running the department for him because he wasn't quite sure how shit worked.
Okay.
Lovely guy, but he had no idea. But strategically, he placed my desk in front of his desk. He had a private, and I was at the door. So the door was always open, and I just get the, hey, Brett, what do you think about this? And then he'd get all my IP, and then he'd run upstairs to the boss and go, hey, check this out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and that was fine. I didn't mind. I enjoyed the fact that we were able to share and evolve, but literally found that I knew more than he did.
Yeah, and it's fine if it's collaborative.
It was,
but
yeah. And it was good because it was a chance for me to share what I had learned and bring a different perspective.
Put yourself out there as well.
Totally different. Yeah. And a bit of an older office as well. So I'd gone into an older office where it was generations of massive legacy of property management knowledge, but we were just starting to move into a phase of shifting technology.
Yeah.
new software platforms and different processes, which was new. And that's the part I was getting busy with.
Yes.
So
unlike you.
Yeah, I know. So I came across with all that, decided there I wasn't going to stay too long because I was effectively doing his job for him.
Yeah.
And then moved shop quite quickly and started working for LJ Hooker, who had just shifted from independent to franchise at the time. And we were with LJ Hooker for 14 years.
Yeah.
So I was there the whole time.
Yeah.
I'd like to say completely changed the business in my time there, which was wonderful.
Well, I was in SA last week and I may or may not have heard the exact same thing from people that I was in SA with.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's,
Okay. I know where you were.
People watch you.
Yeah, okay, interesting. And then that business had evolved and changed, and we decided as a department, because we were sales, property management, commercial, a bit of everything, that we were going to go out on our own.
Yes.
And become independent because we wanted to do things our way.
Yeah.
We wanted to have our technology, we wanted to have our processes, our systems, our branding as such. So we decided to bite the bullet, take the property management portfolio and the team, and we all moved collaboratively together. We sat down around the dinner table, pizza night, whiteboard, let's come up with some names.
Which is so fun.
Incredible.
Like it's the best way to work ever. It's the same when we work internally as well with any cool new ideas. Having it from that collaborative team led approach is so much better than top down.
Than being dictated.
That's exactly it.
And so what we have now, as much as we're now a very tight, small business in context because of the way we do things, we all built it together.
Yeah, and it's damn impressive. Like
it was great fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was. I'll say it was. I look back and I think shit was probably frightening, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was exciting, and I just didn't care about anything else apart from making it work. And I wasn't thinking anything negative or bad or why we can't do stuff. This is why we have to do it this way.
Yeah.
And that's just what we did.
That's really
And I've never really sat down and analysed it too much. Just gone, hey, that's because we're still on that journey now. We're still there every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool to be able to do that and to now do whatever we want, how we want to do it. And hence why we can sit here in chairs.
Have a BV.
Have a tinny. In the middle of the week, everyone's in the office pumping out stuff.
Yeah, but not us.
No, we're chilling.
Everything's smooth sailing.
Yeah, because everything's under control.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
That's okay.
We will just have to go and get some more tinnies.
Yeah, we do.
And we'll come back and we'll chat about some other really cool things, like the other side of sort of your business mindset, your other sort of business there. So...
I'm still really... Can I take... I'm just hot.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. And cut.